We're broke. We're broke. America's broke. All year long, our friends across the aisle have been on this massive spending spree that our nation can't afford. You know, we had $1 trillion stimulus bill that was supposed to create jobs immediately, and yet unemployment is now at 10% in America, and 3 million people have lost their jobs since the bill was signed into law. We passed a budget that's going to double the national debt in 5 years, triple it in 10 years. We got a $12 trillion national debt. We brought a national energy tax bill to the floor that's going to cost $1 trillion, passed it. We had a health care bill here several weeks ago, another $1 trillion, passed it. When are we going to say enough is enough? Here we are today, we're wrapping 6 appropriation bills together. We're going to spend $500 billion, and it's got over 5,000 earmarks in the bill. You know, things like $292,000 for the elimination of slum and blight in Scranton, Pennsylvania. $300,000 for music and education programs at New York City's Carnegie Hall, where they pay the employee who runs this program $530,000 a year in salary and benefits. And there's plenty of it in here for Washington as well. $150,000 for the National Building Museum, $250,000 for a Wolf Trap Center for the Performing Arts, you know, a concert venue. And listen, I don't know how worthy any of these projects are, but I do have to ask the question, are they more important than our kids and our grandkids who have to pay the debt? Because we don't have the money to spend on this. It's our kids and grandkids that are going to pay for it. And yet, we can't find ways to cut spending. Before the president took office, he said that he wants to go through the budget and these bills line by line and page by page. Well, after Congress passed the $410 billion omnibus spending bill earlier this year with 9,000 earmarks, the president signed it and he said, well, that was last year's business. Now the president says reducing the deficit is next year's business, and that we need to spend our way out of this economic recession that we're in. Well, I think the president ought to go through this bill line by line and page by page, all 2,500 pages of it. And then maybe he'll figure out that we don't need to be spending this money that we don't have and piling more and more debt on the backs of our kids and grandkids. Instead, our bond rating, our AAA bond rating is in jeopardy, and our Democrat friends want to raise the debt limit next week by $1.8 trillion. Let's stop the madness and vote no.